Welcome to Maxed Out. And every week, whenever we start the show, I gotta mention something. I gotta mention the merch. And every week, you always show up with a brand new shirt, brand new hat, or something, right? And for those listening on the podcast, he does. He showed up with something new. But this time, I'm proud of you. You got some a maxed out hat. You got a maxed out shirt. I'm impressed, bro. The merchandise money is going back to us.
Hey, I figure if I'm using our corporate card, to get swag from WWE, hey, we got to get our own swag, partner. And I'm very proud to wear it. It looks great, folks. For the guys that are listening to us on Spotify, it's black with our nice maxed out logo. The hat is black with gray breathable material. It's a trucker hat. It looks phenomenal, great. Folks. It feels great. It looks great, and I'm very proud to wear it, man. The best swag I've had in a long time.
This isn't on sale yet, but we're probably going to put it on sale. Well, we're trying different vendors. We're trying prices. We're trying quality too.
Once we settle on something, we're going to put it out on our site, and it's going to be easy for you guys to purchase it and look at them. So stay tuned.
One last thing. I know we're talking merch, and we're talking a lot about the website and all that stuff. We do have a piece of merch that we want to give away. The details are coming soon. We have a maxed out polo shirt with the logo on the side. It looks very beautiful. We're going to be giving that away soon. So just keep a lookout. Let's talk a little bit about Backlash now. Backlash happened last weekend, and there were 5 matches. Let's start off with the big one, the one that we were all excited about. Roman Reigns versus Jacob Fatu. Roman Reigns ended up retaining his championship. I was completely wrong. I was completely wrong. I said Jacob Fatu was going to win it, and he was going to have the title for at least a month. But no, they put Roman on the calendar, and they said, you're going to work. So he's going to be the champion for the next little bit. What do you think about Roman winning?
Yeah, so the match itself was a brutal one. It was very physical, to say the least. A lot at stake, right? The Tribal Chief title, the heavyweight championship title on the line, bragging rights, you name it, it was on the line. Now, Jacob Fatu made it abundantly clear that he does not care about being a tribal chief. He doesn't care about that. What he cares about is that title and everything that comes with that title. So he made that clear. And he was really giving it to Roman Reigns the whole match. I mean, I have never seen Roman Reigns get dominated in a match in such a way like Jacob Fatu did at Backlash. I never thought I would say that, ever, but I'm saying it now. I can't believe it. It was unbelievable. So...
yeah, I mean, he was dominated in the match, but you got to remember, people, I don't know, in the wrestling community, people have a short memory, but it was just a year ago where Roman Reigns was getting his sneakers stolen from Austin Reed and getting splashed, leaving in an ambulance,
From Bronson Reed, yeah.
Bronson Reed, that's what I mean. But yeah, I love the fact that Roman is giving it up to young talent, giving it up to his cousin, making him look good and all that stuff. But let's not forget, I mean, Roman's been through this before. It's not his first rodeo,
Yeah, kudos to the tribal chief. You're right. I mean, that's family at the end of the day, and he's going to push his family. He's willing to push any wrestler, but imagine his family now, and I mean, he really did that. Me personally, I don't think he'll let another wrestler outside the family dominate him this way in a match. That's me personally.
That choke that he had him in, huh? That choke.
Yeah. And so, I mean, kudos to him. Great match, both of them, and this feud I think it's just beginning now.
Yeah, it's exciting where this is going to go. I'm excited that Roman's going to stick around for the whole summer. He's not taking the month off,
Yeah. Yes.
In the long term, I'm curious what they're going to do at Clash of Champions. Is it going to be Cody Rhodes against Roman again? I don't want to see that. But as far as this match, it gave me what I wanted. It didn't give me the Jacob Fatu championship, but it did give me, this is going to keep going, so I'm pretty excited.
It gave you the sense that you want. Okay? All right?
That's true.
Fine, you won the battle, okay? Fine. There you go.
Let's move on to a similar match. This is another member of the former Shield. This one's Seth Rollins and Bron Breakker. Again, Seth Rollins giving it up to the young talent,
Yeah.
and Bron Breakker looked championship level quality. You know,
Bron Breakker looked every bit of a champion.
Yeah.
How a champion's supposed to look like, and how he's supposed to insert his dominance in a match. He really looked great. Everybody, I said it before, I'm a big Bron Breakker supporter, a big Bron Breakker guy. I think he's the next, quoting, good old Paul Heyman, he's the next best thing, I think that if he doesn't get hurt, I think he's going to be the next one. I think that WWE is banking on that with good reasons. The guy has it all: speed, power, dominance. His mic skills has to get a little bit better, but you know what? Roman Reigns' mic skills were not all that good in the beginning of his career, and look at him now. So
Yeah.
that will be fixed. But other than that, he has it all. He has all the ingredients to be the next guy.
We're only a few years away, because right now we got Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns, the champions, right? We're only a few years away from seeing, Bron Breakker on one side and Jacob Fatu on the other, both holding the heavyweight titles, and that's an exciting future to be a part of, especially when you got a guy like Obafemi in the background, and imagine Oba against any one of those two. That's going to be a great match. So the future's looking so bright for WWE. I'm so excited.
Got the WWE, talking about WWE breathing a sigh of relief here, huh?
Yeah. Especially after all the bad news about all the people that had to let go, all the releases and all that stuff. And now you see all the young talent that's coming in, and they're really taking the reins, this young talent. They're doing amazing.
And on top of that, you got to understand, there's great talent that's on the shelf right now because they're injured, such as Bronson Reed. I'm a huge Bronson Reed fan myself. So I can't wait to see him come back.
Yeah. And for him to have a singles run, and get away.
Yeah.
Hopefully all these guys really do deserve a singles run. The Bronson Reed, the Bron Breakker, all these guys. I want to see them battle the new up-and-comers like, Trick Williams and Obafemi and Javon Evans and all this new talent. Ricky Saints just came up too as another young guy. So good stuff.
Who knows? Maybe they could stop this NXT takeover,
We'll see little by little.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the next match. That's Asuka. She semi-retired. That was super unexpected. That hug at the end. Great match. Technical match. Amazing as always. Great. Those two, we knew going in that it was going to be the match of the night. And it always is with Io Sky. It always is with Asuka. And, with the whole thing going on with Kyrie and all that. And so it was like a sad ending. And it was a good way to finish the story, though. Just she goes away. She's not retired, but she does go away for a while,
Yeah, it was one of the great matches. I mean, it stole the show, in my opinion. It stole the whole show. I wasn't really surprised because we know what kind of wrestlers both of them are. And they both, again, have the complete package, speed, power, agility, all the ingredients for a high flyer to make a great match. And this was a very emotional match at that, to throw that in the pot. Io Sky's mentor has been for a long time Asuka. And Asuka for a long time have been feeling, that Io has disrespected her and, didn't appreciate everything that she's done mentoring her. So this match was...
And we're talking as a character in kayfabe,
right.
She's like, they're feeling that. I think in the backstage, they love each other and they're super proud of whatever they're both doing. But you're right, in kayfabe, there was that disrespect, right? That Kabuki Warrior thing going on.
Yeah. So you throw that in the pot, like I said, and it makes for a great theater and a great match. And after the match was a very emotional moment when they both embraced in the middle of the ring, and you could tell they were both crying a little bit and showed the great respect that they have for each other. Io Sky for her mentor, Asuka. And Asuka really, we spoke about this, earlier. Asuka has been at the forefront of the women's revolution and the women's division. And, she deserves that break that she's going to have now, because she's been at it for a very long time, just about 10 years, basically. So, kudos and, my respect goes to Asuka. Great wrestler, period. We're never going to see another Asuka, in a very long time.
At one point, I was looking at the record, and she had 150 matches in 1 year, compared to last year when she only had 15 matches. So you can tell, like she was like not getting used like properly. And I hope that her and Kairi go and do some special stuff over in Japan. We'll see what happens.
She's a great example to me of how great of athletes these wrestlers are, and how they leave it all on the line, how they leave it, all in that ring in order for us to be entertained as fans. This is why I love them so much. And I take, it bothers me when people say that, oh, this crap is, all this thing is fake, choreographed, that kind of talk, because it's really, these guys are great athletes and they get hurt in that ring. And after years and years and years of doing this, it takes a toll on their body. So the least we could do as fans is respect that.
Yeah, 100%. It is fake. It is choreographed. It is all that stuff. But it's still very difficult to do, And one little mistake, you can get hurt. You could get injured. You can cost you your life. So the athleticism also has to go along with precision,
And think about this. The great trust that they have on each other, right? To go into that ring and pretty much put their careers and livelihood on the line, in their opponent's hands. Because if you do a move a wrong way, it could hurt you for life, right? So it amazes me how this is why they are so protective of each other, because of that bond, that trust, right? And it's almost like a military trust, kind of, right? With your unit, and you go off to war, and you trust the guy next to you with your life when you're out there. And I went through that, so how you say it? I could relate to that,
Absolutely.
And this is 100%. Why I'm such a fan. And there's many fans like us that feel the same way.
Not only that, I mean, I agree 100%. And now that her partners, the ones that she completely trusted in with her body and in the ring and all that stuff, two of her closest ones are gone. Kairi Sane and Asuka. Io Sky is left alone there at the WWE. Listen, she's going to do amazing. She's got such a great repertoire with Rhea Ripley. So going forward, Io is going to be fine. And I want to just give a shout out to Asuka for everything that she's meant for the last 10 years to WWE. Go retire or semi-retire, whatever you want to call it. Take your time, take your vacation, come back nice and ready when you're ready.
Yeah, real quickly on Io Sky. I'm such a huge fan of Io Sky. I hope that she gets she gets another run, a title run, solo title run, because she's just such a great wrestler. I mean, I'm a huge fan. Such a great high flyer, and the speed she has. Like I can't say enough about her.
100%. Shout out to both of them. We got to move on a little bit. We're going to talk about one of the last matches. No, we got a couple more matches, but I want to talk about Danhausen first. We had clones, we had small people, we had just some ridiculous moments, but he uncursed the Knicks, and then they went on a streak. It's just like little things like that. He's just all over the place, and you gotta love him for that.
Boy, I tell you, Stephen A. Smith almost messed that up for the Knicks, huh? Wow. So now, thanks to good old Danhausen, he uncursed the Knicks, and they're on a run right now. I mean, they're still waiting for an opponent in the Eastern Conference Finals here. So, I mean, it's such a great thing to see Danhausen, the meteor rise that he has on now. It's amazing, something to see. I mean, I've never seen anything like this in the business so quickly. And to go from, and I'm talking about myself here, folks, to go from what the hell Triple H is doing, get him the hell out of here, to, wow, I can't get enough of Danhausen. And to see that is amazing. I mean, I don't think there's anyone in the business right now that's more entertaining than Danhausen. I mean, And what I mean by that is, it's not the same old skits, right? And the same people. No, he's everywhere. I'm talking about, he could be in ESPN Sports Center one day, First Take, messing with Stephen A. Smith. He could be, in the arena, messing with somebody else, demanding these crazy demands, giving away his free swag to the crowd. I mean, you name it, this guy does it all. And he does it with such grace and such humbleness and funniness that it's just, you can't help but like the guy.
Yeah. I want to mention quickly, I was at the SmackDown in Jacksonville a couple Fridays ago, and obviously, and I texted you about it because we were trying to get some merch there, and the line for the merch was about an hour long, and I wasn't about to stay in line for that, but there was another line. There was another line, and that line was for people to get face painted like Danhausen, and boy, that line was long, and it was cool to see the whole stadium, or a lot of the people in the stadium, just super excited for him. Good to see Danhausen there.
It's amazing how, like you said, like folks, you guys know me about my merch. I'm crazy about my WWE merch and stuff like that. So I told my partner, I said, hey, listen, you know what? I don't care, but give me some good swag that's out there. Don't worry about it. We'll put it in our corporate card, and we'll pay it off, and no worries. He texts me back. It's like, hey man, listen, these lines are out of control. I will miss half the show just standing here. So I was like, forget that. And then to hear you talking about, even for the paint, people, fans that want to get painted like Danhausen, waiting online like that, it's amazing. Again, it's a tribute to his work and how he built that character in the AEW days to now. It's amazing.
Awesome. Yeah. Still undefeated. I think right now there's like 3 guys undefeated in the WWF for 2026, and that's Danhausen, Roman Reigns, and Obafemi.
Listen, and another thing with the little guys, he brought out and stuff like that, and Wayne Barrett, one of the little guys, did his move in the ring, and you see Barrett go, don't you dare do my move, you little troll. And then one of the little guys popped into the announce table and jumped in his lap, and he fell over his chair. I mean, and you see Cole going, oh my God, he jumped on your lap. I mean, it was total chaos, and I loved every minute of it. And I was laughing so hard, I was crying, folks. I mean, such a fan.
I know it's a touchy subject sometimes when you mention little people and all that stuff, but that's a part of wrestling, man. I know AAA. I've been huge at AAA, watching it every weekend now, and that's just a part of the tradition of lucha. You have the smaller people and things like that.
Yeah. Listen, folks. Listen, we here at MaxxedOut, we take disrespect very serious, and respect very serious, and we by no means are making fun of the little guys. We definitely want to give them their kudos, because they are good athletes on their own as well. They hold their own in that ring. So
the way he picked up the dude, put him on his back, that was Kit Wilson. Yeah. Man, that was a show of strength.
Like I said before, one of them did Barrett's move, in that ring. So they're great athletes on their, all to themselves. And, we as MaxxedOut, we support them, and in no way are we laughing at them, and no way we're disrespecting them. I just want to make that abundantly clear, because we don't do that here. We're not that podcast.
It's all in good fun, and it kind of feels like something Vince McMahon would do. It just really does. It feels like a Vince McMahon move.
They've been part of this business for a very long time. This is nothing new. So, like you said, it's tradition. It's tradition, and we love it as fans, and we give them their respect.
I'm going to go a little bit off script here, because this whole thing kind of reminds me of what's going on over at AAA. You said, small people are part of AAA as well. For some reason, clowns are a big thing over at AAA too. And there's a feud going on over there at AAA. The Psycho Circus, which is about a collection of 4 clowns that, they're all tag team partners. and they're like brothers, right? And they're like Psycho Clown and the other guy, his partner, they're just going at it, and it's so classic telenovela type storytelling that's going on over at
Yeah.
AAA. Good job to the Undertaker for taking over such a good spot. I can't stop watching AAA.
Yeah.
I had to like throw this in because I love it.
We keep telling our fans out there and the guys that listen to us, to check out AAA. I mean, and it's for a reason, folks. It's really good. I'm telling you, it's really good.
The wrestling's great. It's lucha style wrestling, but the storytelling is another level, and that's just like straight up. We Latinos love drama, and
real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, real quick. Like you touched on the clown wrestlers. Clown wrestlers have been a part of the business for since decades upon decades ago. When I was growing up, back in my country, El Salvador, my grandma used to love wrestling. I got that passion for wrestling from my grandma Rosa, and she used to take me to these lucha libre little gymnasiums and stuff like that. And their pro wrestlers were like, characters like Mummy, the white mummy, the black mummy, and a lot of clown wrestlers. And I remember distinctively me getting drawn to those clown wrestlers, and they were such great athletes, folks. I mean, they were funny, but at the same time, they held their own in that ring. I remember as a kid, and ever since then, I've been into it, and it goes, back all the way to the, where the business began. Those characters, those kind of characters like the Mummy, I think of the Mummy, like something like the early Undertaker. It reminds me of that, because they'll move slowly, they'll be wrapped around, and I don't even know how they wrestle with all that stuff on them, but they did. They were great wrestlers. So it goes back centuries, decades.
Yeah.
I just wanted to,
Oh yeah, absolutely. I was the one that had to bring up the whole AAA thing because they're having such a good time over there. Two great storylines, the Americanos and then the Psycho Circus. Good stuff.
Yeah.
I want to bring it back to SmackDown a little bit. Because this is the first time that I've been to a show as editor-in-chief of MaxxedOut podcast.
Yeah.
And I was looking at things differently. I'm paying attention to how the pyrotechnic is being put up and the way the show production is done and all that. And it's just top notch. It goes and I was just at an AEW show maybe 6 months ago, but there's something about a WWF show that's above and beyond, and just the production level of the WWF show, a WWE show, that it's amazing. But I also want to mention the fans. I was, when I got there, I had corner seats, so I was right next to the Tritantron and
the Tritantron,
all the entrances. Yeah, all the entrances. I was right next to them, and I was sitting in the corner, and this lady with her kid was there. And I think like 4 of them were sitting there, and they were asking me if my friends are coming in. I was like, no, I'm just here on my own. I'm really here to work and just take photos. And she said, would it be better for you if you took this aisle seat to take photos? And of course, it was like, there was a much better view. And it's that type of kindness that you see at these shows. That let me finish this thought. That you just don't see online. Online, we just forget. We complain about little things, and we bully others and all this stuff. Not us in particular, but I see it. I always say, wrestling fans are like Star Wars fans sometimes. Like, they don't know what they got. But when you go to the arena and you're just surrounded by the crowd and everybody's being so nice and everybody's just loving the fact, this little kid that sat next to me, he was probably between 8 and 10 years old. And it was his first show. He is a big fan of Cody Rhodes, and it reminded me of my first show at Madison Square Garden when I was a fan of Hulk Hogan, same age, and he was so excited, and he knew all the theme songs, and he was like just so into it, and it reminded me so much of me, and I was so glad that I went to see SmackDown live, and it just kind of reminded me what it is to be a fan again. So if you're ever feeling like, oh, the WWE is letting me down or this and that, go to a show and just
go to a show.
Feel the energy of the fans, and just you really fall in love all over again of why you're a wrestling fan.
I always said it. There's a wrestling fan. We have a very special bond with each other, and it showed clearly with your experience at that show, right?
Absolutely.
We love each other, man. You know, we bond with each other in this great sport, you know, that we know as wrestling. It's been a part of our whole lives in some cases, like in the case of ours. And when you go to these arenas, folks, when you go to these shows, you will see that immediately. There's no animosity. You sit down, and all of a sudden, it's like you have a family member to your left, to your right, to the front, and to your back. And that experience is what lets you realize how beautiful this sport is and how wonderful it is to, you know, make a friend in one of these shows, a friend for life, you know, basically, because, you know, who knows, you might exchange information, you know, and, you know, in this case, it wasn't your case, but, you know, sometimes it happens. And next thing you know, you make a friend for life. But at the same time, even if you don't, you go back and you tell your family members, just like you had. It's like my partner just, you know, shared that beautiful experience he had in that show that he went to. It lets everyone know that we're bonded. We bond with each other. We might not know each other personally, but you know what? We know that you love wrestling, and you know that I love wrestling, and that's enough bond right there to make a good friend.
Yeah,
great story.
It just reminded me of what it is to be a fan, you know, again. And it energized me for the show, you know, like when we were ready to record, I was like, man, I'm so energized because of the energy that I got from the crowd that day. So good stuff, man. When in doubt, just go see a live show and enjoy it.
It'll make you real quickly. It'll make you appreciate wrestling even more when you go to those shows. It's a good idea to go. If you feel burned out by, let's say, podcasts or watching them on TV, go to a show and it'll rejuvenate you. It will rejuvenate your passion for wrestling.
Absolutely. Speaking of going to shows, bro, I am pulling up the schedule right now because the summer's packed. And I'm not the one that's going to complain about, oh, there's too many PLEs, how are they going to, the storylines, how they're going to, no. The more shows, the better. You know, there were people complaining, oh, there's no more house shows and wrestlers that are getting their time in, you know, and they're not getting time. Well, now look at this, the schedule. And I'm just going to go over May. It's already May 15th. And we still got 5 PLEs left in May. We got Saturday night's main event. We got a Double or Nothing. We got NXT Battleground. Noche de los Grandes over at AAA. And then Clash in Italy to end the month on May 31st. That's just May. And that's just 2 weeks.
How can we not love it, man? How can we not love that?
I love it. And I know, who cares if the storylines don't fit? They'll work.
Yeah.
In June and July, we got 4 shows. We got WWE versus AAA for Worlds Collide. So that's going to be a great show, you know, all of them combined. Then you got AEW Forbidden Door in June. We got the Great American Bash in July. We got another Saturday night's main event in July. Let me keep going because the list goes on and on. August, we got SummerSlam. We got NXT Heatwave. And we have AEW's taking their All-In show to London and Wembley. That's going to be amazing to see. Then September's Money in the Bank, Triple Mania from AAA, and then it all ends with WrestlePalooza at the end of September. The summer season is packed. You gotta love it.
How can you not love it, man? You're a wrestling fan, you should be excited and not complain one bit about it. Trust me, guys, it's going to be okay. It's going to be entertaining, and it's going to be awesome.
We're pinning that story on the website. That way you can always go back, you know, where all the dates are, the locations are, and all that stuff, so you can go back. But there's more, Jose. There's way more, because guess what? House shows are back. WWE has a set of house shows called the 2026 Summer Tour, where they're going to go to New Mexico. They're going to 2 places in New Mexico. They're going to Allentown, Pennsylvania, Stockton, California, Springfield, Illinois. I mean, they're going to make them work this summer.
Unbelievable.
TKO realized that they can make money, and they're making them work this summer.
How can you, as a wrestling fan, not be excited about this, folks? I mean, this is, to me, like I said, and listen, folks, don't worry. This is why Maxed Out is here. If something sucks, we'll call it out for you guys. Don't worry, we got this. Just enjoy it. folks. That's all it is. That's all you got to do.
Yeah, enjoy all these shows. If it's coming to your town, and I'm sure they will, go catch a show, enjoy it, have a good time. I want to talk a little bit about pricing, because when I went to the SmackDown show, I got in for about $45. My seats were, I told you where my seats were. They were very close to the ring, but in the corner. I didn't mind at all. I thought it was great seats. It happened to be that Jacksonville is a very military town. We're both military guys. I was able to get a mixed mixed drink in a can, and a nice set of boneless wings for under $30. So altogether, I was in and out of there for about $80-$90. I can't complain about that. That's not bad at all.
That is freaking. That's awesome, man. And again, you know, I would like to thank WWE for always taking care of us veterans and giving us that respect. You know, Triple H, you know, they and even back in Vince's days too, they make an effort to always thank us for our service. And us, we thank you guys very much for that respect. We really do appreciate that.
For the last year, our podcast has been going, and we know it. We're WWE guys, and we pay a lot of attention to WWE. But every now and then, AEW gets loud. It's so loud that we have to pay attention, right? It happened to me. It happened to me during the Tony Storm, Timeless Tony Storm story. It really grabbed my attention. It grabbed my attention when Jade Cargill was going through her undefeated streak. AEW grabbed my attention, and yeah, I messed up. I never paid attention to Darby Allin, but it's gotten so loud over there that you have to take notice. You have to take notice of what Darby Allin is doing. He's the daredevil that doesn't care about his life, as he just wants to put on a show. Just some crazy athletic things, dangerous things, life-threatening things. But it is a show. And I want to just set it up really quick. He took over. He's got his championship that he just won recently, and he's got an upcoming hair versus title match against MJF. Jose, talk a little bit about this.
Well, let me. Boy, you hit it right on the nose, partner. I mean, you know, sometimes, you know, the noise gets big with AEW. I mean, big, folks. That it lets me and my partner take notice and say, "Hey, guys, over here, guys. Darby Allin, I have such respect and love for him because he was a wrestling fan that became a wrestler. Darby Allin leaves his heart in that ring every single match that he has. Darby Allin has no regards for his body whatsoever. All he wants to do is entertain us. All he wants to do is to win. And all he wanted to do was to make his dream come true and become a world heavyweight champion. He always had the endorsement of the great Sting. And to see him realize his dream and him beating MJF was something I will never forget. And it was a great moment for me as a wrestling fan, period, to have witnessed that moment with Darby Allin. No one in this world deserved it more than Darby Allin, because he truly has bled, broken bones for this business, and he absolutely deserved it, worked hard at it, and finally achieved it. And now he wants to cut down, I guess, MJF's ego, and he wants him to put his hair on the line while he puts his heavyweight championship on the line. And I think it was last week, they finally signed the contract. MJF, I guess Darby finally got to MJF. MJF attacked him, tried to beat the crap out of him. But if you know Darby Allin, folks, that's not going to that's not going to do anything to him, except give him more motivation and more determination to cut his hair. So, I mean, this is going to be very interesting if we're going to see a bald MJF, or is he going to regain his title? So this is going to be absolutely entertaining, every bit of it, and I cannot wait to see the result of this one.
Yo, I want to give a big shout out and kudos to AEW for putting on amazing alternate programming, because you're not going to see a Darby Allin type right now in the WWE. It's just not their thing. So to see it being done over AEW, kudos for making him the champion.
It's the reason why. It's the reason why that Dean Ambrose left, because he wanted to be more physical. He wanted a blood, guts, sweat. And WWE was in the business of taking care of his body, because he's a commodity. Obviously, he's had some great memorable matches, brutal matches in AEW. So that's the reason why he left.
Quickly, one more thing on the whole Darby Allin MJF thing. How cool is it to see, us being from the golden era, cool to see a haircut match. Like, this is Brutus the Barber Beefcake type stuff. This is Roddy Piper versus what was the guy Roddy Piper?
Adrian Adonis.
That's right. I mean, this is what old school wrestling at its best, so good for AEW for putting that on.
Yeah. God, doesn't that invoke such great memories as WWE fans? I mean, like you said, Brutus, but to me, one of my most iconic moments as a kid was that fight with Roddy Piper and Adrian Adonis in Mania. And I remember as a kid when Roddy finally got the sleeper hold on Adrian Adonis, I remember screaming, like, put him out. And finally, when he went out, he won the match. And that's so Brutus come down and he started going downtown on Adrian Adonis's hair. As a kid, I was absolutely floored. Like, I couldn't believe what I was watching. And it invokes such great memories now that, fast forward to the now and AEW with Darby Allin wanting MJF to put his hair on the line. I mean, it invokes such great memories. It really does.
And what a guy, like we mentioning Roddy Piper, one of the greatest talkers in wrestling history. And you got MJF, one of the greatest new talkers in all of wrestling. The parallels right there between the two are just amazing. Roddy Piper, MJF could be considered the modern day Roddy Piper,
Yeah. I mean, my skills are, bar none, one of the best in the business, if not the best, I think.
With that said, we are going to start closing out the show. I do want to mention really quickly Chelsea Green and Piper Niven both recovering from injuries. Chelsea Green had a heart procedure, and then Piper Niven, she had a back procedure where she got one of her vertebrae removed. So I wish them both the best.
Yeah.
I think Chelsea Green is going to try to make a comeback. I'm not sure about Piper, but kudos, the best to you two with your recovery. We miss you, and we want you to the best. We wish you the best.
MaxxedOut wishes you guys the very best. We hope and pray that you guys will come back soon. If you guys can come back soon, wish you nothing but the best health, and hope to see you guys down the road real soon.
With that said, we're moving on to birthdays. A big week for birthdays from everybody from Kevin Von Erich, Andre the Giant, Chris Benoit, Aleister Black. The list goes on. Great week for birthdays. Something about May that you have such great birthdays, because guess what? This weekend is my birthday as well. And
that's
to know
right.
that I share this birthday with Andre the Giant around the same time, that's awesome. So we're going to talk.
Hey, folks, we're both made boys right here. This is our month. We love it.
Very much. Quickly, I want to talk about Andre. What he meant. If we talk about, The Rock from the 90s, Hogan from the 80s, you got to mention Andre the Giant from the 70s. Andre the Giant is the guy that carried the back. And this was before Vince McMahon days. You were talking about Vince McMahon senior days.
Senior.
And he was the attraction. He was the guy that would go from territory to territory. There wasn't a bigger name in wrestling from the 1970s than Andre Giant. And then, the epic match that just got into the Hall of Fame, that moment for Hulk Hogan being slammed for WrestleMania 3. And then so proud of his movie career with The Princess Bride. He loved that, So Andre the Giant is just you can't say enough about Andre the Giant, and literally we just talked about it. It could be his own episode, a whole episode on Andre the Giant. So many good things. Quickly, Jose, give me a couple moments about Andre and what he meant to you.
Yeah, I tend to get emotional when I talk about Andre. He's by far my favorite wrestler that invokes such great feelings in me. He always did the right thing for the business. And to me, like I said, there's no bigger icon. There's no other wrestler that invokes great memories and invokes such emotions in me than Andre.
With that said,
he's missed.
With that said, we're going to end the show here. We've had other birthday shout outs. They're going to go out through our socials because it was a big week for that. But we're going to end on Andre the Giant, and we're going to end up on such a giant of the sport. Yeah. And we're looking forward to seeing you again next week, where we talk a little bit pre-Saturday night's main event. That's the next thing that's coming up. We'll talk a little bit about that. So see you guys, everybody, next week.
On the road to Saturday night's main event, folks.
On the road.